SphereSkill Technologies, empowering tomorrow's learning.
Welcome back, guys. So today we are going to create a table for and data entry form where we can capture the data using data entry form. So for which have created a record. Okay, so not like a table, we are going to keep plain as a record. So here we have a employee ID, name, department, email ID, date of birth, date of joining, mobile, and a designation. So what we are going to do, we are going to validate whether any employee ID is having duplicate, and then email ID is having any duplicate, and date of birth and date of joining to have a date picker, and also mobile number will be having a duplicate or not, and the designation we are going to create it. How are we going to create it? We have created a sheet name called employee master. Okay, and the same way employee form is also created. Now I will show you the employee form here. Okay, in the employee form, we have designed, okay, what is the employee ID, name, department, email, date of birth, date of joining, mobile, and designation. Okay, so here we are going to create a button, and then we are going to create a VB script to validate this and then insert into employee master. So that is our task today. So let us get it started, guys. So what we have done now is like a date of birth. We have chosen for a date picker from the calendar picker with the date DD, MM, YY, YY, and for the different format for calendar picker for date of joining. So two date picker we have used it, and we are going to create a employee ID. Okay, so let us take 001. So name we can add. Okay, department IT, email we can add the email ID. Now once you enter, automatically date picker will come. So this is what date of birth. So any date of birth you can able to provide. Okay, so it has come. Now once you press enter, see the sequence has to come next, then only it will be easy for a data entry. So we are creating a data entry form. Next is date of joining. So you can put the date of joining. Okay, so date of joining has come across. So mobile number and then designation. Okay, so once we do this, we are going to insert into the employees. See here, employee registration successful. So where we will get the details, we will get the details here. Now what happens next when I am pressing with the same one here and the different name? So what should have happened? It should not insert, right? Because it is already being record is being created. So we will check that. Okay, so next I'm going to insert the same record with the employee ID. I have some data input field. So what happens here? Employee ID already exists. How it is getting the details? Because we are going and then validating from here that there is a employee ID one which is already being available. So now if I don't enter the different one, so if I insert, what happens? It should not be allowing to insert because it is not a valid data, right? You cannot have a duplicate employee ID. So that validation is there in place. So if you change this record, then insert it, it will get inserted. So we have a validation in place which will allow you to validate and then create the transaction into your master. So this is how a project where you can create the data entry form. So we in a capstone project, we are going to see multiple forms which we are going to create it and then manage employee attendance and each and every departments and transactions using the Excel scripting. And also we are going to build the dashboards. Okay, so now we have seen the validation. So if there is no data, let us assume data is blank. So what will happen? Email is also blank. So here we have some data here. So now is this a valid? Because we don't have a name and then email. So these two are blank, right? So if I am entering this, see all fields are mandatory. So what is happening? It is giving you a error like all fields are mandatory. So how did we achieve this? Okay. So we have created a insert button. So that insert button we can able to get it. So we have already provided how to create the button using the form control. and how to enable the developer mode and how you can able to create the coding. Okay, so for this we are using a calendar picker. So that calendar picker, how do we achieve it and how do we restrict the data entering into this particular cell, what is E7 and E8. So how we have achieved, we will go through. Okay, first thing, we have named this to worksheet. Okay, so this is a employee underscore form and this is employee underscore master. So this keep it in mind, guys. And the cell which is going to be from the E3 to E10. So each and every cell which we have assigned with the value of this. So over here, what we have done, we have restrict modification to B7 to B8 and we are calling pick date. Okay, from here we are calling a another function. So that should be another function which has to be declared. So here what is happening, I am declaring that function and here user input we are getting and selected date. What date format? DDMMYYYY. So with this format it will get the input. So with this format it will get the user input and then capture the data and enter into the system, right? Means into the selected cell. So if the date format is invalid, it will provide invalid date format. Please enter a valid date. So this we are going to use with the VB critical message box. So that is in terms with your date input creation. So where it will go for B7 and B8 based on the cell selection. So we are going to call the pick date function here. Now here is the create employee function. So here we are defining WS form is equal to employee underscore form. Okay, where we are going to do the data entry. WS master, WS stands for worksheet. Okay, so this is a name we are defining it. WS master which stands for the employee master. Okay, so employee master should be the same. The sheet name should be same, otherwise it will throw you an error. So when you are having a more number of sheet that you want to use it into the VB script, you cannot use this workbook because where you are actually selected, that workbook alone will be defined. So it is always better we have a proper naming convention for your sheet. Okay, so we have a fields which we are going to capture, that is your employee ID, employee name, department, email ID, mobile, designation, date of birth and the date of job. Okay, so now we are going to capture each in this particular data type. Okay, so once we have form range B3 to B10, integer column index, if it is none, then we are going to capture and throw one error message like all fields are mandatory, which has been a VB critical. So we have seen this now, right? So it will give you red color highlighted VB critical. So how we are getting that red color? So B3 to B10, it is been saying it is like a VB critical. So how about validating each and every cell individually? Yes, we can achieve it, right? So try to do that, guys. I will give you that like assignment. Each and every cell you validate it and try to identify that this particular record which is being missing and provide a VB critical message for that particular record. If you are unable to achieve it, please leave me a comment. I will assist you with that. Now the date validation. So here if it is date is proper or not, if not you provide a VB critical and provide, please select a valid date. So this will not be entering into this if condition. Why? Because we have already using a date picker for this. So date is not a possible option to edit it because we restricted in the first function. So we have to pick the date, so it will not be a validation error, but still we are validating it. That is because it is required. Next, employee ID, we have to check it, right? So employee ID, from where we are going to check it? From the WS form range, we are going to get what is the, okay, sorry. So from the WS master range A of A and check what is the employee ID which is been keyed in. Okay, so I will show you guys. So here employee A of A means this particular full column. In this full column, what is the keyed in detail of this particular employee ID? Is it being matching? Okay, so if it is matching, then that is a duplicate. So you please throw it as a VB red for that particular B3 alone. And employee ID already exists. This also we have validated and checked it, right? Next, duplicate email check, the same function. Okay, D of D and then email. Okay, so if it is, when you validate it, the result should be greater than 0. If it is 0 means there is no duplicate is found. So you have to understand the logic here is, if it is greater than 1 or greater than 0, which means there is already a duplicate exists, so you cannot use that particular record. So that is what we are giving, employee ID already exists. Now what next? So we have our cells. After all validation, we are going to insert into this record, where we are inserting into WS master. What is your WS master is been defined? WS master is equal to employee underscore master. In this particular worksheet, for the row, okay, so where it starts from next to row, okay, so what is the last record after that next record? It starts with A, and then it keeps on incrementing. Okay, so first, second, so what is the first value? Employee ID. Second value, employee name. Third, department. Fourth, email. Fifth is date of birth. Sixth is date of joining. Seventh is your mobile. Eighth is your designation. Okay, so this same order has to be there here as well. If not, you will be ending up in entering into a different sequences. Okay, so try to maintain this. Otherwise, it's your own decision how do you want to arrange it, but the input has to be based on that. Okay, so each time it enters, it will be adding +1 record. Once it is been inserted, it will give you a employee registration successful. Okay, successfully employee registered successfully, which is a VB information, and which is not a warning, it is a information here. Once it is been done, these records B3 to B10 has to be cleared, because you are going to enter the next record, right? So it is going to be cleared, so that will be also happening. So that is what we have seen in our first data entry process. So once we do data entry, this particular field is being cleared. Okay, so now shall we check whether we can able to enter once again? Okay, so we can able to do. Okay, so I have created, see here, employee registered successful and the data is being cleaned. Okay, so that is what the script which we have created. All three records are being created successfully. So this is how we can able to build a data entry form, and slowly we are going to gear up to the next level. We are going to build the complete capstone project using such type of similar functions and build the dashboard. So please do follow me, guys, and if you are having any questions, how do you want to achieve this, please do let me know in the comment, so that I will be able to address you all those concerns. Okay, so we will see you tomorrow with a new chapter and with a new level of validations. And tomorrow we are going to see how you can able to connect your Excel with Power Automate. Okay, so what is Power Automate and what is the importance of Power Automate, we are going to check in. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed, and do follow me on our channel GP Systems, so you will get more inputs in related to expertise with Excel. Okay, I will see you soon tomorrow. Until then, this is Jay Ganeshan signing off for today.